Today I fucked up by accusing a brother and sister of incest in front of their family, 20 other people, my co-worker and manager. So, I have made many fuck-ups. This is possibly the most embarrassing one of all. A bit of background. I've worked as a lifeguard since I was 16 in an underfunded, small public pool. They made cuts everywhere and eventually had only 2 lifeguards in the center per shift. So when we got underwater sensors installed, we were pretty hyped at how much easier it would make our job. Basically, a screen was fitted onto the high chair which was divided into 8 sections, one for each part of the pool it was covering. When something caught the sensor's attention, that section of the pool grew to cover the whole screen, important, and a small alarm went off, only really audible to the lifeguard. Once this was triggered, the only way to stop the alarm was if you pressed the small button on the monitor, or the sensors stopped picking up what had triggered the alarm. If it doesn't turn off, then an alarm goes off everywhere in the building to let everyone know there's a possible emergency. However, this became real annoying real quick because the sensors picked up everything, and I mean everything from strange water movements, lines at the bottom of the pool and sun reflections. Basically my job became pressing that little button to silence the alarm at least once every few minutes. Now on to the story. It was particularly busy on the day of the FU, and I was bored out my mind sitting watching everyone swim about while cancelling the alarm. 2 teenagers, a boy and girl I guessed were around 16, came in, just average customers I paid no attention to. The boy was wearing like beige shorts while the girl was wearing a white bikini or something. However, after being in the water for a bit, my alarm picked up something, interesting and started beeping. I glanced at the screen and there, covering the whole monitor, was this guy's dick. I froze, unsure what to do. I don't get trained in this. It gets worse, the girl starts getting handsy! Desperately try to turn the alarm off without looking but I can't find the damn button as I fumble about trying not to make eye contact with the dick through the screen. Finally I got the button just before the alarm went off. But I couldn't just leave this, there were kids in the pool. So I put on my best stern face, jumped off the chair and marched over to these 2. They noticed me pretty quickly and I crouched down next to them to try and not let the other 20 pool users hear the drama that was unfolding. I calmly and politely remind them they are in a public pool and they needed to be respectful. Basically I was avoiding the topic altogether but implying serious hints that I saw everything. But they didn't look shocked or embarrassed. They looked confused. So I stated again they have to be respectful, this time saying they can't do anything inappropriate. That's when the girl pipes up, "He's my brother." I nervously laugh at this obvious attempt at hiding the awkwardness of the situation. But no, she was serious. How do I know this? Because their mum, dad and little brother just came out of the changing rooms and walked over to see what was going on. As I stood in shock, an alarm started blaring to snap me out of it. I then realized I had been away from the chair, and hadn't noticed it had picked something up and I wasn't there to cancel it. Sure enough, my manager and the other lifeguard came over. I should mention here that this alarm has a tendency to go off and sounds different from the one we physically push during a rescue, so they weren't concerned, and suddenly the rest of the pool users were very interested in the group forming around these 2 teenagers. This is already long so I will spare you the agonizing conversation between me, the teenagers, parents and my manager and cut to the chase. Guys, remember I mentioned he was wearing beige swim trunks? When he jumped into the water, his skin-colored pocket went inside out. And the sister fondling him? She was trying to put the goddamn key in her brother's shorts. I'll leave it there. If you made it this far, I'm sorry for the second-hand embarrassment. Too long didn't read. Sister tried putting key in brother's swim shorts pocket that was inside out and looked like a dick on the underwater sensor. I confronted them for being inappropriate in front of their family, my manager, co-worker and the other people in the pool. Edit, since a lot of you asked for the conversation, I'll dig up the embarrassing memory I was trying to avoid lol. Basically I told my manager they were inappropriate in the pool and the sister lost it a little at me and asked WTF I thought they were doing. My manager tried calming her down but the mum joined in asking what I was accusing her daughter of. It was my co-worker who actually suggested maybe I had seen his pockets and honestly everything clicked for my dumb ass and I was mortified. The mum and daughter were pretty pissed at everything but didn't say anything, but the brother and dad found it hilarious and I had to watch them laugh about it and look at me for for the next 20 minutes until I got to take lunch. Because the pool I worked at was council run, it was one of 25 different centers, and by the time I got to take my lunch I had friends from 2 different centers called me and pissing themselves with laughter. The co-worker had put it in the work group chat by that time. I'm convinced everyone in the company knows but have the heart not to talk about it in front of me, lol. OMG, no worries about the length. Helped prolong the suspense. Yes, sometimes length is important. Never in my entire teenage years did I put anything in my brother's pocket for him. I might hand him something for him to hold on to, but there are 0 circumstances where my hand went into any part of his clothes. The long and agonizing conversation that you skipped sounds like it's probably the best part of the story. Just like the brother, I couldn't finish. Honestly, I wouldn't say you fucked up, rather the system fucked up. You acted on a situation as provided to you with the information you were given. Now just waiting on the brother to post it. Today I fucked up by wearing beige, skin-colored swim trunks to the pool. A new plot for porn step broke and I put the key in your pocket. Oh no, it seems there is a hole in your pocket, and the key has fallen through. Let me reach a bit deeper. Today I fucked up by starting a new job at 17 weeks pregnant. Update, I got fired. Writing this from my bed because as soon as I hit post I'm low-key going to sleep for the next 5-6 years until everyone forgets that this happened. Like many of you, I was let go from my job due to COVID in March. Since then I took up the old job search and applied for Prop 200 jobs. During that time I got pregnant with a very surprise baby. Morning sickness was a bitch, but I powered through and started feeling a little better around 13 weeks. I still have bad days, but for the most part I get sick once or twice then move on with my day. Last week I went in for an interview and a few days later I got the call that I was accepted into the company and could I start on Saturday. I was thrilled. Well friends, today is Saturday and my life is ruined. I went in for training at 9 AM excited to meet everyone and get started. About 15 minutes in I became very hot and dizzy. My mask felt suffocating and I excused myself. Made it about 3 steps from the front desk before I started projectile vomiting. All over me, all over the floor, some got on the wall. Now this wouldn't be so bad except the building had an open floor plan so everyone saw everything, including a young mom with 2 kids who are now traumatized. I tried to power through but my boss sent me home and told me I can come back tomorrow for a fresh start. Thanks for listening, I'm gonna go cry now. Too long didn't read. I started a new job and threw up profusely in front of everyone on my first day. On the bright side, your boss let you go home and try again the next day. I'm assuming that means they're a cool person. Buy a wig and new mask. No one will ever know it was you, lol. Also consider changing your name and moving states, but that's just if the wig thing doesn't work out. Great start to a new career. Hopefully your boss and co-workers are cool about it and it just becomes a light-hearted joke. I wish the best for you and your wee goblin. I have to myself. Look at it this way, it can't get much worse, right? Smooth sailing from here on out! Exclamation mark. I'm so sorry. So, I'm laughing hysterically. I bet that young mom was way more traumatized than her kids were. Kids are tanks, they're more likely to be amazed and in awe. Seriously, I do hope it gets better from here on. Kudos to your new boss who said you can take a mulligan and start over tomorrow. Hug /. Today I fucked up by playing phasomophobia in the dark. My wife saw some clips of phasomophobia and decided it'd be great for a double date. I am not one to play scary games or watch scary movies. I don't get a thrill forcing myself to experience those emotions. But I love my wife and vicarious enjoyment is a thing. The day arrives, yesterday evening. I dim the lights and shut the door. If I'm going to suffer, I'm going to give my wife as much horror as possible. We're all on a third-party chat working through the training mission. So I'm hanging out in the haunted nursery, the occasional pitter-patter of a harmless ghost feet scaring me silly. I'm trying to get the spirit box to work. For those uninitiated, it requires that you sit in the room, in the dark, with the radio scanning static, and ask the ghost questions. I wasn't getting any supernatural evidence, so I started chatting with the others on how they got it to work. The conversation drifted to what the other players were doing in their training instances, and I stopped paying attention to the game. Then I hear a husky female voice behind my head say, "I'm here." I screamed like the little girl that was haunting me. Fight or flight kicked in, and my panicked mind decided my headphones were the problem. I took them off in record speed. My wife's POV is different, I screamed, then threw my headphones at my monitor. "Wife, wow, the death screen makes it look like your screen is cracked." Me, in shame/shock, I didn't die. I really broke it. So now I know one of my Christmas gifts will be a new monitor, and my wife joking about monitor-sized screen protectors rolled up in my stocking. Too long didn't read. I got so scared playing the training mission on phasomophobia I threw off my headphones and broke my monitor. Till, the death screen follows you to the real world. The first time I got hunted in that game, I chose to simply crouch down in the middle of the hall in fear and panic. Needless to say, the ghost quickly found me. When the creepy hands reached out, I threw my headphones and ran away from my computer. Thankfully I didn't break anything. Now I mostly monitor my teammates from the safety of the truck once we've located the room and set up our gear. Although, I'm getting more used to it now, and occasionally stay inside. Yeah, once you have been killed enough times, you get more desensitized to it. I don't like jump scare games, but I can play this one now. I've seen all the tricks these ghosts have to offer. They can still be fucking creepy, but it's not as scary when you know how they will act. When I ask "Where are you?" and the spirit box responds "Kill," I still run away like a little kid though. That game is amazing. Excited for the new upcoming map. My friend group have during less than a week compiled many a clips through Shadow Play of feats of bravery, including and not limited to, throwing of headsets and letting go of the keyboard, refusing to talk with the ghost, always standing in the doorway to the haunted room, a lot of closing doors behind themselves, leaving a poor sod as sacrifice as to end the hunt, somehow always monitor the cameras from the safety of the van, popping sanity pills so someone goes without them, performing dark rituals and faffing about, and then girly screams when the lights begin to flash and everyone runs for the door. Hide and seek where one player is missing, often found in a locker, alive and refusing to step out. Yeah, I love watching YouTubers play that game because there's just something about watching grown men scream at a video game that is so damn funny.